وسنقاوم احتلالا ثوريا إيرانيا للقرار السياسي اللبناني.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us on FutureTV. I'm Linda Tamim and these are today's top stories. Several Lebanese officials attend Christmas Mass in Kirki, during which Maronite Patriarch Shararai reiterates calls to exert efforts to form a new cabinet. President Michel Sleiman urges the need to form a new government before March the 25th. And Christians in the Middle East and around the world celebrate Christmas despite unrest in some nations. Maronite Patriarch Shararai reiterates calls on officials to bridge the gap and exert efforts to form a new cabinet capable of overseeing the upcoming presidential elections. During the Christmas Mass held at Kirki, Rai stresses the importance of the formation of a new cabinet to end the political deadlock. He also called for the establishment of a new electoral law. The Mass, which was attended by President Michel Sleiman, was preceded by a behind-closed-door meeting between Rai and the President. Progressive Socialist Party leader MP Walid Jumblat and several other officials also joined the Mass. For his part, President Michel Sleiman urges the need to form a new government before March the 25th, which marks the beginning of the constitutional period to elect a new president. He warned that neglecting the rotation of power will harm democracy. Sleiman hints he may be moving toward the formation of a non-partisan government in a direct challenge to Hezbollah, arguing against the notion that only cabinets with political representation are acceptable. Hezbollah wants a national unity government based on the 996 formula and has warned against the formation of a fait accompli cabinet. Lebanese Forces leader Samir Jaja says that talks are ongoing to end the current deadlock in the country. Following a meeting with Maronite Patriarch Shararai, Jaja criticized Hezbollah without naming it, saying that the party is now giving examples concerning the national unity, but forgot about it when it took a sole decision to engage in battles in Syria. Jaja added that the country needs an active cabinet and called on lawmakers to assume the responsibility and participate in a parliamentary session set to elect a new president. Greek Orthodox Archbishop of Beirut, Ilyas Aoudi, called on officials in his Christmas sermon to respect the constitutional deadlines and resume dialogue among each other. He called on officials to prioritize the national interest and respect the Constitution. He called for the swift formation of a new cabinet and the revival of parliamentary work to confront the recent challenges in the country. Aoudi also warned of sectarian division in Lebanon, expressing fear that the state is breaking down and that Constitution is not followed. A car bomb has rocked the Palestinian refugee camp of Ain al-Helwe overnight. Reports say the explosion went off shortly after midnight in the Ta'mir neighborhood of the camp, located near the southern city of Sidon. The national news agency says only material damage was incurred in the blast, including damage to the car and surrounding area. The army has since cordoned off the area and launched an investigation in the incidents. The driver of the Mercedes was later identified as Muhammad Subhi al-Baltaji, a supporter of Salafist cleric Sheikh Ahmed Lasir. More than 400 people have been killed during a 10-day air offensive by Syria's regime against rebel areas of divided Aleppo city and nearby villages. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights says the casualties include 117 children. The source says the Air Force pressed its assault into an 11th day today, with fresh raids on the opposition-held districts of Shahour and Jabal Badru in eastern Aleppo city. However, it has no immediate information on further casualties. Christians in the Syrian capital of Damascus were marking Christmas Eve in subdued fashion as their country is engulfed by civil war. In the Christian neighborhood of Al-Qas'a, there were a few street decorations, shops were largely empty, and many homes remained unadorned. At the main Christian church in the city, the Church of the Holy Cross, the traditional midnight mass usually held to welcome in Christmas Day was brought forward to late afternoon for security reasons. Joyful Christmas parades were also held in Damascus, with happy faces and houses decorated with lights in celebration. And coming up next, Canadian airline jet WestJet pulls off the sweetest miracle for passengers. We'll find out what it is after the break. Welcome back. Pope Francis, celebrating his first Christmas as leader of the world's 1.2 billion Roman Catholics, has urged people to open up their hearts to God as Christians in the Middle East held celebrations despite unrest in some nations. Francis celebrated a solemn Christian Eve Mass on Tuesday for some 10,000 people in a packed St. Peter's Basilica, as hundreds of others watched on mega screens in the square outside. The Bethlehem Christian pilgrims from around the world packed the Church of the Nativity this morning. The ancient church is built over the site where it is believed Jesus Christ was born. The top Roman Catholic cleric in the Holy Land, Latin Patriarch Fuad Tual, led a mass for some 1,000 worshippers who lit candles at the sacred site. Typhoon survivors in the Philippines celebrated Christmas amid devastation left by Typhoon Haiyan, whereas Australians celebrated on beaches and in church services. A 3-year-old Palestinian girl was killed in a series of Israeli air and tank strikes on the Gaza Strip. Medical sources identified the girl as Hala Abu Shabika and noted that 3 other members of her family were also wounded. Emergency services say 6 people have also been wounded in the attacks, which came in response to the shooting to death earlier of an Israeli repairing the security fence separating Gaza from Israel. At least 24 people were killed in bomb attacks in Christian areas of Baghdad, including a car bomb that exploded near a church after a Christmas service. Police say a bomb in a parked car went off while worshippers were leaving a church in the Dura district of southern Baghdad after finishing prayers. Scores of others were also injured. But no one immediately claimed responsibility for the attacks, which come a day after Christians in Iraq celebrated their first Christmas Eve midnight mass in Baghdad since 2003. Taking advantage of intensive security measures in the capital, festivities have been overshadowed in recent years as targeted attacks on the Christian community forced thousands to flee country where Christians once numbered about 1.5 million. And now for news around the world in brief. Riots erupt in the Egyptian city of Mansoura after the bombing of a police station that killed 14 people. Police say 3 bombs had been planted before the explosion at the police station, 2 of which went off almost at the same time. The third one, found in a car nearby, was defused. They warned that the death toll from the bombing, which injured 150, could rise because more people might be trapped in the building. 3 Turkish ministers resign over a high-level corruption crackdown in which the sons of 3 cabinet ministers and renowned businessmen were arrested. Economy Minister Zafer Kekalayan, Interior Minister Mohammed Guleh, and Environment Minister Erdogan Bayraktar were the ones to announce their resignations earlier today. And the United Nations Security Council has approved plans to almost double the number of UN peacekeepers in South Sudan. The 15-member council unanimously authorized a request by UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon to boost the strength of a UN mission in South Sudan to 12,500 troops and 1,323 police, up from its previous mandate of 7,000 troops and 900 police. Holiday travel can be stressful and tiring with unbearable lines and overcrowded airports. But this Christmas, WestJet, a Canadian airline, pulled off the sweetest miracle for passengers with little help from Santa and his elves. The feel-good Christmas video has become a social media darling as it has rocketed far to the right of viral on YouTube and other internet sites. The team of merry WestJetters and the power of technology have proven that miracles can happen once again. Check it out.
'Twas a night before Christmas, and all across the land, the good folks of WestJet had a miracle planned. On the eve before flying, the guests were in their beds. Visions of traveling danced in their heads. While out on the runway, something secret had arrived. It was left in the lounge. 'Twas a Christmas surprise.
Christmas this year, Cohen? A choo-choo train? Ho, ho, ho! A classic! Do you like Thomas? And what would Mommy and Daddy like for Christmas?
Big TV.
Yeah, big TV.
Ho, ho, ho! A big TV! You're looking fabulous!
Do I need to?
It's okay if you just want to stare at me as well. Ho, ho, ho!
What I need is new socks and underwear.
An Android tablet.
Is that William beside you? And Cameron?
Some Santa boots.
Stocking stuffing song.
While the guests told their Christmas wishes to good old St. Nick, WestJetters took notes and got ready to shop quick. It was a great rush with the 2 flights in the air to get all those presents. Not a moment to spare.
Sleigh bells ringing, there's children singing tonight. Lights are bright, I know it's a beautiful sight. Snowflakes falling away, it's snowy and white. Santa's coming to town, it's coming tonight.
Okay, Thomas, let's get it.
Christmas cheer and celebrations all across the line. This time of year, expectations waiting for the man.
Thanks for flying with us at WestJet. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of your flight.
Happy faces were all so merry and bright. Santa's coming to town, it's coming tonight.
But was everything ready? We all had to wait for the moment of truth at Carousel 8.
Merry Christmas!
Guests never expected what they'd asked of St. Nick would actually appear. It was all quite a trick. A WestJetter would say it was more than mere fun. Miracles do happen when we all work as one. We'll give Santa the last word on this most special night.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good flight. Ho, ho, ho!
This marks the end of our bulletin for today. Now for a reminder of our headlines. Several Lebanese officials attend Christmas Mass in Kifki, during which Maronite Patriarch Shadabai reiterates calls to exert efforts to form a new cabinet. President Michel Sleiman urges the need to form a new government before March the 25th. Christians in the Middle East and around the world celebrate Christmas despite unrest in some nations. Those are your top stories for Christmas this year. I'm Linda Tamim, wishing all those celebrating a very cheerful one and a happy holiday season.
وسنقاوم احتلالا ثوريا إيرانيا للقرار السياسي اللبناني.